Hey, how's it going? Thank you for watching this video. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the key reasons why you should not hire business development internally as a home service company. Hi, my name is Raleigh from PMHOA.pro, and we help home service companies build profitable and long-term relationships with property management companies and HOAs. More information in the description below. So in this video, I wanted to follow up on my last video, which was part 1. So if you haven't watched that, probably a good idea to watch that video. And I want to talk about why you should not hire internally for business development. I won't go into what I talked about last time. I want to jump right into the second part, which is the risk factor. Okay, this is something that I've heard several times, even in my own research, even in my own calling customers, getting on the phone with roofers, with plumbers, HVAC companies. Here's what happens typically. If you have someone that you've hired to do business development for you, let's take a roofing company. Let's say you're a roofer, you have someone who's been doing roofing as well, and then that person steps into the role of business development. Now, what's their job? Their job is to reach out into the community to find property management companies, HOAs, build relationships with them, nurture those relationships, keep in touch with those relationships, and ultimately bring in business for the company. And let's not forget the fact that these property management companies can be $500,000, $1 million a year, sometimes $100,000, $300,000 a year. A lot of money, let's put it that way. So what happens is you have a business development rep that you've hired, you're paying a salary to, because they will not work on commission. They're paid a salary plus a commission, and that person is nurturing all these relationships. They're bringing the company, let's say they're bringing the company $1 million a year in the relationships that they've started, $2 million a year. It's not unheard of. And let's say they get an idea someday. So you know what, hey, these are my relationships. These guys call me. They're always calling me. I know them. I take them to lunch. I've met them for coffee. They know me. They don't know the boss, right? This person gets the idea, hey, why don't I just start my own company? And then they do. And they take those relationships with them, and then you're out. And it happens all the time. It literally happens all the time. It's a huge risk, okay? It's a huge risk. You hear it all the time in other industries as well. I remember I had a teacher, a language teacher, who was teaching me at the time. I was learning Thai, actually, believe it or not. And she had an experience where she owned the company, right? All the teachers underneath her that she hired had the relationships with the students. She didn't really interact with the students too much. She was kind of doing the admin stuff, running her business. Well, she later revealed to me that it happened to her numerous times. It sounded like a dozen times that the individual teachers would leave and take the relationships with the students with them, and that person would be cut out of the deal. And it's the same idea here. One person develops the relationships, they get an idea, hey man, I could make more money doing this on my own, and they do. So stealing customers, or they switch companies, is something I hear all the time. Yeah, this person went off, they went over here to this other company. That makes total sense, right? If they get a better deal somewhere else, they're going to take all those relationships with them. So here's the bottom line. You and your brand must be the selling point. The thing that sells the customer should be your brand. It shouldn't be that individual so much, the business development rep. Yes, they should be cordial. Yes, they should play a very important role. But it should really be about you and your brand. And there's a way to do that we do at PMHOA.pro. Oh, here's another important reason why you should not hire business development internally. Because frankly, you have all the other systems in place. And this is what happens to me all the time. As we're calling property management companies, if we're reaching out to property management companies, at some point in time, what's going to happen is they're going to forget to call me. They're going to call the secretary, right? Even though I established a relationship, let's say I call the same company 10 different times, once a month for 10 months. At some point in time, they're going to say, hey, Raleigh, yeah, what's your number? They're going to be looking for my number. They're going to say it like this. Hey, who's that guy that's been calling us? Oh, it's Raleigh. Okay. He's at ABC Roofer. Okay. What's his number? Oh, let me just go to Google. ABC Roofer. Boom, boom, boom. They go to the website, and I'm cut out of the deal. And that's because you already have these other systems in place. You have someone answering the phones, and eventually that customer is going to build a relationship with other people in your company anyways, right? So it makes sense that the business development should be almost a temporary job to bring in the relationships and let that customer be nurtured by your brand and your company as a whole instead of one person. I believe wholeheartedly that business development should only be a season at a time. Really, for as far as it concerns property management companies and HOAs, now you might live in a market where there's multiple thousand contacts. But if you're in a typical market, it's only maybe 1,500 to 1,000 of these types of contacts that you need to nurture and get in front of. This can be done in 2 to 5 years. You don't need to have this person on board taking commissions forever. I believe that it's a season of time. Okay, you sell for a season of time. So if you're interested in learning more about that, how we approach the sale, we have a particular sequence that we go through to get in front of property management companies, HOAs. I call it the PMHOA.pro sequence. No one's doing it. It's something very unique. We work with all these different types of industries. If you'd like more information or to book a demo, link is in the description below. Thank you for watching this video.